Uh, it is a pleasure to be here to do a quick workshop for you all. My name is Ryan. I've been working with LinkedIn now for about 7 years. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to cover real quickly 4 things to think of when you're thinking about LinkedIn. So the first thing we're going to cover is why you should be on LinkedIn. The second thing we're going to cover is we're going to cover your profile. I'm going to give you some examples of some profiles that will resonate with you. And then we're going to cover growing your network, how important it is to grow your network, and why you should grow your network, and how you can grow your network real quickly. And then the last thing we'll talk about is posting content on LinkedIn. It's really imperative for you to do all of those things to get the most out of it. So the first thing we'll talk about is why you should be on LinkedIn. Most people don't realize how LinkedIn generates revenue. Most people think LinkedIn generates revenue through advertisements or through our premium subscription model. And while we do generate a good amount of revenue off of both of those, I can tell you today that premium is not necessary to do any of the things I'm going to teach you today. And we have 900 million people on the network. Only 3% of those people pay for premium. The rest get it for free. And so we're here to talk about free today, which is really important. The other thing to note is that the way that we generate most of our revenue is through this product that we sell to recruiters, and it's called our LinkedIn Talent Solution product. And our Talent Solution product, what it allows recruiters to do, it allows them to do a very, very granular search of LinkedIn to find the right person and then reach out to that person and say, hey, we think you should work with us. That is how we make most of our money. And LinkedIn is a very big company now, so we have a really big market share. But I want to tell you, again, more facts to help you make a decision on how to use your time. Today, we have a 97% market share of the Fortune 500 companies, which means that 97% of the Fortune 500 companies, the top 500 companies in the country, they pay LinkedIn to find you. Let me just reiterate, 97% pay us to find you. 90% of corporate recruiters are using LinkedIn in one way or another today. The other thing you have to keep in mind is that the resume is a tool that's been around for a very long time, and it's designed to do one thing, and it's designed to weed people out. It's designed to allow hiring managers and recruiters to go through a lot of people and say, yes, no, yes, no. Do these people have the minimum qualifications? Do they not? If they don't, okay, move on. The reason why LinkedIn is so popular with recruiters, and it is so popular with hiring managers, is that it gives them more information as to who you are and what you bring to the table when they're going to interview you. The most common first interview question is, tell me about yourself. It's not, tell me about your experiences. It's not, can you do the job? It's, tell me about yourself. And the reason for that is because we all want to work with people that we vibe with. We all want to work with people that are going to be a mesh. They're going to work well within our corporate environment. They're going to be able to do the job, that are going to be a fit for the job. And so that's what they're trying to do with the interview, is get to know who you are. And the reason why LinkedIn is so popular is because you can actually get to see more of the person's personality on LinkedIn than you can on a resume. That's just a fact. So today we're going to talk more. That was step 1, why you should be on LinkedIn, right? If you're going to apply for a job in an office today, 2023 and beyond, you can bet that they're going to look at your LinkedIn profile before you ever get interviewed. Just a fact. So now how do we take that LinkedIn profile and we make it amazing so that when they do land on your profile, they get a better understanding of not just your work experiences, but your life experiences, who you are as a person, what you like to do, what you like to do outside of work and school. That's going to be really important. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you some examples of what I'm talking about here. So let's start with Tammy. So Tammy is a first-gen student I met a while ago. Now, a couple of things I want you to see with Tammy's profile. First is the profile picture. It needs to be just a headshot. It doesn't necessarily have to be a professional headshot. It doesn't necessarily necessarily have to be in a blouse or a blazer or suit and a tie. You want to look sharp, but you don't necessarily have to be overdressed. You don't have to, again, it doesn't have to be a professional pic. We all have professional photo equipment in our hands with our phones. Just take a headshot. Your headline should be aspirational or should be compelling. And I'll show you a few different headlines. Here you'll see Tammy's headline, it says, I aim to tell stories through technology. So let's take a look at Tammy's story. Notice her background photo. It's very, it's a charming background photo. The first thing you want to try and think about LinkedIn is it's a place for you to start telling a story. So sharing your personality is really, really, really important. I cannot emphasize this any more than sharing your personality and being authentic is super, super important because it is.
She has the Disney ears.
I know.
She loves Disney. Yeah.
Exactly. She loves Disney. And you'll see why. I mean, you can see here, she works for Disney, right? Yeah. I want to tell you the story real quick. So we go in here to the About section. Let's look at her About section. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit because of this being recorded. She says, when I was 7, Harry Potter taught me English when I first immigrated to the Bay Area. She talks about teaching herself English and becoming obsessed with the way stories are told and how they connect people from all backgrounds. She goes on to say, I want to connect individuals to something bigger than themselves, the way Harry Potter colored my world with magic and taught me the basics I need to achieve the American dream. This is a really powerful About section because she says, first of all, I'm an immigrant and I'm proud. Second, instead of saying, I'm passionate about digital marketing and I really want to work in entertainment, millions of people want to do that. She says, this is why I'm passionate about it, because when I was a young kid, Harry Potter changed my life, literally. And that is important because when you think about your career and where you want to go, and when you think about companies that are in Hollywood and Hollywood studios, they have thousands, tens, hundreds of thousands of people applying to work at those companies. They can pick from whoever they want. They want to try to find people that are different, that really will match the company culture. And I can tell you, she got a job at Disney doing the job of her dreams, which is digital marketing. She's also a project manager now. And I met with her about a week and a half ago, and she's been now there for almost a year. And I asked her about how things were going and her experience. And she said, I just want you to know that when I got hired, after I got hired, the hiring manager and recruiter told me that my LinkedIn profile is why they interviewed me. Flat out. Disney is one of our largest partners. And when people look at your profile, they want to see the real you. If you just upload your resume, you've just done yourself a disservice because your resume is not designed to tell people a story. Your resume is a tool. You can upload your resume and you can be done at that. But then think about when you go up against other people for the same job and they've done more with their profile and they've spent time and effort to think about the story they want to tell, where that puts you. And what I love about these workshops and why I do these workshops is because it gives you information so that you get to make the decision on how you use your time. All right. If you have a phone, one of these things, you can do everything I'm showing you. And you have a lot of services and on campus and a lot of professionals on campus that will help you with that story. You always have people that can help you, especially when you're going to school. All right. Mm-hmm. Now, I want to show you a couple of other examples so that you can get your mind turning on different stories to tell. So Sarah's story is a little bit more vulnerable than Tammy's. What she says in her story is about her childhood. She says, around my neck on a thin red cord, a tiny jade lock and key was placed by my parents in China. She talks about what the necklace symbolizes for her and what she wants to do for others. And then she says, my positive and upbeat attitude derives from the gift I was given when I was adopted at the age of 2.5 years old. First job out of college is Google, and now she works at Microsoft. Let's do a couple more. Let me show you Kayla. Kayla, her profile is amazing. Okay, I love this headline. Open to learn, innovate, and create. Just phenomenal. Now, when we go to her profile, look at her background photo. She created her own background photo using Canva. Mm-hmm. This is a high bar, okay? Not everybody needs to do this and can do this, but if you do want to spend the time and effort, look how professional this is. Look how polished this is. So fantastic, right? Now,
you can totally tell she's a marketer.
Exactly. Exactly, right? Yeah. You can say, I want to be in marketing, or you can show it. Here, she says, people will forget what you said, people forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. A quote by Maya Angelou. She talks about how that quote resonated for her when she was very young, and where she is today in her career. She talks about growing up as a Polynesian dancer and playing tennis and what her favorite activities are. And then she goes on to talk about how she can make an impact in business. She goes on in her profile to showcase her experience. And I want to focus on your experience section for a second or two here, because here you can tell a story as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what job you have. If you're a server or a barista, there's not a lot of depth to that. Everybody knows what a server does and what a barista does. What they don't know is, how did you feel about that job? What did you learn when you were at that job? Why did you take that job? What was your leadership like, right? All of this information.
May I ask a question? Sorry.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, definitely ask questions.
When we've done like mock interviews with high school students, sometimes I don't know if I always tell them, even if you worked at McDonald's, include it, because the employer is going to know that you know how to work under pressure and you have good customer service skills. But then I've also heard in other interviews like, oh, you don't need to add McDonald's and Starbucks. So what is your take on that?
My take on it is I agree with you 100%.
Include it, right? Yeah.
Include it. Here's
Okay.
the deal, right? In my opinion, everybody should work in a service industry at one time or another in life. Just it's my opinion, period.
Yeah.
Number two, you learn a lot of valuable skills in those service industries, a lot. Look at how she crafted her thing with Starbucks. After years of being in front of the bar and ordering my favorite latte, I finally got to experience life behind the bar. She talks about connecting with all the wonderful customers, easily adapting to fast-paced life of a barista. She was really well trained to serve her community partners. Her hard work paid off because she won Partner of the Quarter, and she's grateful for this experience. And then here are her skills that she learned. This
I love how
is
she worded it. Yeah.
perfect. This is perfect. Here's her time as a server. Ed Potts says, I created deep connections with my regulars. I wanted to learn from this position, not to how to make the, not just how to make the sandwich, but the importance of community, right? This is fantastic, right? And why I think it's so important, and anybody watching this, is because all of your experience shapes and polishes who you are as a person. And to say, well, you just worked at McDonald's, so you shouldn't put that on your resume, that's not right. Because a lot of us have to work at McDonald's in order to put food on the table, right? In order to make ends meet. You're probably working your way through college if you have one of those jobs. That's different. That means you have more gratitude, you have more grit and determination. I can teach anybody that watches this video, any one of you that watches this, I can teach you how to sell. It's not hard to sell. My job isn't that hard, but I can't teach you resiliency. I can't teach you grit. I can't teach you determination, hard work. I can't teach you to be a learner. All of that you either have or you don't. And that's why you should use LinkedIn, because you can't tell that story on a resume. You can on LinkedIn. So if you get done watching this, this is your call to action, right? Take the opportunity to use the tool so that you have a voice. Let's think about the resume. The resume has been a tool that's been around forever, and it gives power to the recruiters and the hiring managers to be able to just blindly, not even blindly, but very quickly and easily get rid of people. What LinkedIn allows you to do is have a voice and say, nope, I'm not just my work experience, I'm my life experience, I'm a real person. And I bring more to the table than just my work experience. That's a fact. That's why I love showing these profiles, because these students have really taken the time to think about what they want to say and what they've learned and let people know about it.
No, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
No problem. Any other questions?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, is it like how important it is to do the language and education in the bottom?
In education?
Yeah.
It absolutely 100% very, very, very important. When you add the education section, you get 9 times more connections. When you add the education section, you get found in more search results. The education, put the community college you're going to 100%. I'm going to show you why here in a second too. This is a great lead in to why you should be doing this. All right.
Okay.
So in this case, right, we've talked about the profile and different ways you can use your profile. There's a lot of things you can do, but at the end of the day, it's really all about how you want to craft your story. So the third thing we want to talk about is we want to talk about growing your network. Networking is very, 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 very important. Okay. You've all heard that saying, it's not just what you know, it's who you know.
Oh, yeah, I'm 100% with
Right?
that.
You having somebody a first degree connection at the job at which you apply makes you 3 times more likely to get that job. Having a first degree connection, have a connection at the company can only help you get that job. And so how do we grow your network? How do you spell your college again? I always mess it up.
Cuyamaca, Cuyamaca.
Cuyamaca. Cuyamaca. There we go. Right here.
Yeah.
Boom. I'm a terrible speller.
Oh,
All right.
that's okay. It's not a common name.
So, oh,
Or-
let me go ahead and view this as a member. So this is your college website here. So every one of you should add your college to your profile. And within the college page, we have this tab. It's called an alumni tab. What this alumni tab does is it shows all 9,500 people that have gone to your school and have added it to their profile. And here's what you do with this tool. We tell you where they work. We tell you where they live. We tell you what they do for a living at that company. And so here you can say, you know what? I'm really interested in working at, let's say, I don't know, Kaiser.
Okay.
How do you spell Kaiser?
SER.
Oh.
There you go.
And we have 24 people that are working at Kaiser. Awesome, right? Now you can see a lot of them in healthcare, operations, consulting, business development. Because this is getting recorded and these people haven't given me permission to show them, I can't really show you them. But what I can tell you is that what you would do here is you'd click on this person's profile and it pulls up their profile. And I would tell you, you should connect with them.
Yeah.
You click on the connect button and you personalize the invite. It's really simple. It's 2 clicks. Well, really 3. Click on their name, click on connect, click on personalize invite, and you say the following. I am a current student at Cuyamaca. Why are you reaching out? I'm a current student at Cuyamaca. I would love to work at Kaiser someday. Do you have 5 minutes for an informational interview to tell me what life is like at Kaiser, please?
Yeah.
I'm a student at Cuyamaca and I'm trying to grow my network with professionals like you. Would you mind connecting with me, please? What's the worst thing that can happen if you try to network with somebody online?
They don't respond.
That's it. That's the worst. They ghost you. Worst. That's the worst thing is they ghost you. Best thing.
Sorry. I was going to say, because I do approach a lot of employers and industry professionals via LinkedIn. I do want to say that I think I get like 99% response rate, to be honest.
Oh yeah. And listen, what I'm saying is that the worst thing that can happen is they ghost you. The best thing that can happen is that they accept your connection request and they do an informational interview with you.
Correct.
Simple.
Yeah.
Anytime you can talk to somebody who's doing the job that you want or working for the company that you want to work for, that is gold. That you never know when you're going to hit it off with somebody. You never know when somebody's going to be able to help you get where you want to go. You don't necessarily ask them for help. You ask them for their guidance and you let them talk about themselves. And then you let the relationship naturally evolve from there. This is a gold mine. This is free. Anybody can do this at any time, and you can do this on your phone. This is absolutely imperative for you to get where you want to go in your career. Now, remember the first thing we talked about, or second thing we talked about is your profile. When you or anybody in your personal experience, when somebody on social media reaches out to you to connect with you and you don't know who they are, what is the first thing you do? You look at their profile. Like, who is this person, right? Same thing on LinkedIn. That's why curating and creating your profile in a way that is more compelling is going to help you when you do these cold outreaches, because when you reach out to these, in this case, these women, they're going to want to know why you are reaching out and who is reaching out. And so they get to click on your profile. And they're like, oh, okay, Ryan's trying to reach out to me. What's Ryan all about? And the more compelling your story is, the more authentic it is, the more likely they're going to help you. The more likely they're going to accept your connection request. It's that easy. It is not difficult. Now, check this out. We have 900 million people on LinkedIn. So even if somebody hasn't gone to your school, let's say you really are dying to work at, I don't know, let's pick a company. It would be cool.
You want a company in San Diego? You can add Qualcomm.
Qualcomm, yeah. Qualcomm.
COMM.
There we go. All right, view as a member. Check this out. Because we're LinkedIn, right? And because almost every single company has a company page, you can now do research. You can now follow this company. When you follow this company, you can see all of their posts that they've got. You can actually comment and like on their posts. Look at this. They're posting regularly. 22 hours ago, they posted this. They only have 120 likes and 3 reposts, no comments. You could be the first person to comment on this post. This is very, very powerful, and people don't utilize it. It allows you to show that you care more about working for that company than just saying, I want to work for that company. You actually follow them and know more about them. The other thing you can do is you can click on this People tab, and you can start saying, I want to connect with people that work at Qualcomm. So I'm going to go ahead and look at San Diego metropolitan area. That's where most people are working and living. And I want to narrow this down, and I want to really focus on people that are doing operations, right? And then you can add even another keyword in here. And now you've got 868 people, and you can go click, click, click. Will you connect with me?
Right.
It's that easy. You can tap on your phone, by the way. Every time you're connecting with somebody who doesn't know who you are, you need to personalize the invitation. On your app, don't tap on connect. Don't tap on the little person icon. Tap on the 3 dots, and then there's a drop-down menu, and tap on personalized invite. And then you can type what you want to type.
Oh,
And
I didn't know that one.
yes. So you can tap on personalized invite on the app, and then you can customize your invitation, which is, again, I'm a current student. Why are you reaching out? I'm a current student in college. Even if they haven't gone to your school, you want to start with, I'm a current student. Why are you reaching out?
So may I ask a question? I usually use the connect one.
Right. On
And
your
then
app?
it gives me, yeah, on the computer or on my phone. And then once I click connect, it gives me the option to send like a little, it only has certain characters that I could use, like an amount. There's like an amount of characters. And that's where I do a little intro, like, hi, my name is Monica. I would like to, whatever I want to ask. And then I send it, but I did not know about those 3 dots in the personal invitation.
Yeah, on the phone, you mean, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because it's much easier on the website, on your PC or your desktop. It's
Okay.
really simple. It prompts you to do a personalized invitation. On your phone, it does not. It really annoys me. I don't know why we do that, but it doesn't automatically. So if you tap on connect, it just automatically sends it, and you can't personalize the invite. It's stupid. So you want to tap on the 3 dots and then tap on personalize invite before you tap on connect.
Okay. And then I have another random question.
Yeah, go for it.
I've seen on certain people's profiles that you have the option to follow them or to connect them. Should we be using both, or because I get the concept follow and connect.
Right.
But what's the best one to use?
The best one is to connect with people, right?
To build a network, right?
You build a network. Yeah. When you connect with somebody, it's a 2-way street, which means that when I post content and you're connected to me, you can see my content, and you can message me directly anytime. You can message me in mail. If you're following, let's say I'm following you, well, then I get to see all of your content, but you don't see any of mine. You don't see any of my posts, and I can't message you.
Okay.
LinkedIn only allows 3 direct messages to people that you're not connected with per month. That's it. And we do that for a reason. Yeah, we do that for a reason. I'm going to just take a step back here to talk a little bit about the platform and why it's different than any other social media platform that I know of. We eliminate 99% of fake profiles, as opposed to every other social media platform that doesn't and has a ton of fake profiles and duplicate profiles. We also are trying to eliminate harassment and bullying. And one of the main ways people get harassed is through direct message, because you can just DM as many people as you want, as often as you want, and say whatever you want. Not on LinkedIn. You only get 3. So you will not face the same level of harassment and discrimination and bullying that you will on any other platform, number 1. And number 2, if you do, please raise it up to us, because we have a very big team that will handle it. But we're talking a pool that's a much smaller pool than other platforms, because other platforms, it's just impossible. They've opened up Pandora's box. They can't change it.
Interesting. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So this is how you grow your network. Real quickly, I'm going to introduce you to Michael. By the way, all of these people that I'm sharing their profiles, they've given me permission to share their profiles and record their profiles. So just letting you know.
Yeah.
I met Michael when he was going to community college here. I live in Orange County, and he was going to Saddleback College down the street from me. And I want to tell you his story. He came up to me. Came up to me in 2019, and he had been to my workshop in 2018. And he's like, I just want to tell you my story, and I'm sharing it with you. And here's what he said. He's like, last year I was in your workshop, and I had a crappy profile, and I only had 2 people in my network. He's like, I didn't know what to do. It's like, after I left your workshop, I worked on my profile, and then I made it my mission to grow my network. That's all I tried to do. And it took him 3 months to go from 2 people to over 500. That's it. Only 3 months to go from 2 to 500. But he's like, the cool thing is that when he got to over 500, this company, Cengage, reached out to him through LinkedIn and recruited him to be a paid campus ambassador. He was there for 3 years. Now he's at Cal State Fullerton, and he's ready to graduate with an accounting degree, and he's got a job already lined up at Ernst & Young.
That's wonderful.
And let's be real, they looked at his profile, right?
Of course, yeah.
So this is the power of networking. And I can go on and on and on about how networking has worked and how students have utilized it. There's just so many different ways. But here is the important thing to know. You have the power literally in the palm of your hands with your phone. And if you choose to do just 5 connection requests a day, 5, how quickly do you think your network is going to grow? How many informational interviews are you going to be able to get? How many great contacts are you going to be able to make? And nothing is holding you back. Any questions before I move on?
Can you remind me, I'm looking at the skills section under the BTS tags. From the back end, when you are setting up your profile, it gives you the option to include skills, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Right here.
Thank you.
So here's another thing. Thank you for bringing that up. All right. So before 2 months ago, when a recruiter purchased our recruiter license and they wanted to search for somebody that has XYZ skill, they would put it in the recruiter tool and they'd say, we are searching for this person with this skill. And it would only search this skills section.
Oh, it's a filtering system.
It's a filtering system. We changed that. Now it searches every word of your profile. How crazy is that? So when somebody is looking for, let's say, communication skill or resiliency or accounting or whatever it may be, that's why the more information you put in your profile, the better. If we go back over here to Kayla, right? Look at hers, where she adds skills at the bottom of each one of these. This is brilliant because now when a recruiter searches for skills, every word is searched.
But that was my question. When you do it from the back end, is that something that she just added by just?
No, she did it on her own.
Or she did it on her own. Okay.
She did it on her own. I think she did it on her own. I don't actually know.
Because it's bolding the word skill, so I don't know if
you might be right. You might be right. Hang on. Well, let's check.
Now I have to go back to my profile and
let's check.
Make sure I add skills.
Let's check. This is on the fly. I'm going into my profile. Let me go ahead and edit it. And let me see. Or it doesn't look like I can add it. I wonder if she bolded it herself. Let me add one here. Let me add a. Okay, let me go back. And let's add a position. Just see what it does. Boom, right here.
Oh, there. Okay, cool. Okay.
There it is. So there you go. I learned something new.
Oh, and look, for let's say we have students in graphic design. I'm guessing they can add their portfolios.
100%. 100%.
Right? Okay.
Yep. By the way, Tammy, the first person I showed you, she pulled her portfolios down because she has the job she wants. But before, and let me show you Bridget real quick. I'll show you where she put it. This is Bridget, and you can see her profile is amazing. And she put her portfolio in this featured section.
Interesting. Okay.
So this featured section is underutilized, and you can actually put a portfolio in there, or you can link to a portfolio. It's super easy to do. Come over here, click on your profile, and you can add profile section. You can even add a career break. You can add the featured section. I already have the featured section in here, so I'll go down here to my featured section. Wait a minute, did I pass it? Where's my featured section, mate? Sorry, I don't want to fly through here. I want to go.
No, no worries.
What in the world?
Maybe
Where is my featured section? Interesting. Additional. Wow, this is weird. I don't know why it is not showing up my featured section so I can edit it. I feel very silly right now, but it's okay. It is what it
no
is.
worries, but to get there, you just click on that blue
You
button.
click on this blue button.
Add a section, okay.
And add a section and it should be there. I got my activity and all this other stuff.
And what do you recommend to add, like for the graphic design students?
Graphic design, yeah. Add your portfolio, link to your work, link to your resume. If you post content, which we're going to talk about in 2 seconds, link to posts that are relevant to you, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
So now let's go to posting content. This is one of the heaviest lifts. It's a little bit harder to do. What you want to do here is you want to talk about lessons that you've learned, sharing thought leadership, sharing your life experience, sharing your work experience, sharing your internship experience, resharing other people's content. Just think about it like social media. You want to share.
The more active you are, also, the more you're noticed.
100%. The more active you are, the better. All right. When you share content, it shows that you're different than most people, and it really impresses recruiters. Right. Now, it's a pretty high bar because it's a little bit scary. So I would start with just following other people and commenting on their posts, again, kind of getting to know what people are posting, and then start thinking what you want to post. If you had a great experience in an internship, talk about that. If you've read an interesting article, you can talk about that, and I'll show you how to do it. If you go over here to LA Times, right? If you read any article, anywhere, you can just cut and paste that URL into LinkedIn. It has the thumbnail image here, which people can go right to and then you can be like, I just read this, whatever. And then you can tag people. I'm going to tag Evelyn because I want to show you her in a second. You can delete her last name and it still tags the right person. You can come down here and throw in hashtags, right? News of the day, whatever. We recommend 3 hashtags.
Take on people that add like a billion hashtags.
Not a billion. Don't do a billion. You only need three to five. 3 to 5 hashtags. Yeah. That's not as, we're not the same as other social media platforms. You just want 3 to 5. That's perfect.
Thank you.
Tagging people is always great too. You can add video content. You can add a photo. So if you are doing if you're writing copy, you're just writing some information in there. Let's say you're writing a story or you're telling a life lesson. I highly recommend you take a selfie. If you add a selfie, you get 5 times more views. If you do a video, you get 10 to 20 times more views. Super, super important. So you can add all kinds of things here. I'm going to go ahead and discard this right now. And I want to show you a post Evelyn did when she was a student. So you can see what I'm talking about. So Evelyn did a post a while ago here. And she said, I can't believe I only have a couple weeks left in my internship. She tags the company she works for. So now that company page can see that she tagged them. She learned so much this summer and had amazing on doing it. Did a hashtag here. And then this is the stroke of genius. She tagged all of her colleagues, adult colleagues that were not in school, and said thank you to them, threw in 3 hashtags. She took a selfie. She had 200 likes. This sent about 20,000 people saw this post.
Oh my God.
This is the power of LinkedIn. Yeah. You can tell your story. I will show you one other post from a friend of mine who is in San Diego. She is a career counselor at UC San Diego. And she did this post about a month ago, and she changed her name. And you can read this, like this is public information, and she's allowed me to share it with people. And what it boils down to is that she's an immigrant, and she changed her name when she got here because of bullying and what she wanted to acclimate and assimilate. And so recently, within the last 3 months, she decided, I want to go by my given name. I don't want to have my American name anymore. And so she wanted to tell her story on LinkedIn. It's very important. I think it is a personal and authentic story, and not all of us have this type of story to share. But what I want you to know is that this relates to her professional life. So she wanted to share it with people, and she was nervous about sharing it with people. And she just was very open and authentic. She added her a snapshot of her, again, a selfie. 20,000 likes, 200,000 views.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And she, by the way, said that she had an outpouring of love and appreciation for her post. So what I want to wrap this up with just saying that LinkedIn is not your standard typical social media platform. It's designed with one thing in mind, which is to try to help you get where you want to go in your career. It gives you a voice. It gives you an opportunity to say, here's who I am. Here's where I want to go. Here's what I know. Here's what I learned. Is there anybody out there that can help me or point me in the right direction? It allows you to be a part of this community and help others and get help at the same time. And that is the power of LinkedIn. And it's literally all in the power of palm of your hand. So this is what it's all about. And it's free. Everything I showed you today is free. So really, it all comes down to you, how you want to use it. For those of you that are watching this, please feel free to connect with me. I'm happy to connect with you. I'm the only Ryan Zervakos on LinkedIn. So feel free to connect with me. And
how do you check that? Are you really the only one?
I'm the only one.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So if you all have any questions, you can hit me up. And again, plug for your campus career center. They are excellent. And so they can help you too.